Well, hey, thanks for sitting down with me, Bruce.
Sure.
Yeah, man, it's been a real treat getting to work on this record with you.
Happy to have you out here, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad you ain't got stung by a red wasp yet. So,
Yeah,
that's a victory.
yeah, definitely, absolutely. Yeah, it was funny. I was telling you a little bit about I made my last record up in Nashville,
Mm-hmm.
and coming back to Texas, I was thinking about what to do on my next one, and it was sort of a dream a bit to get to work with you actually, and but I had no idea if or how I was going to be able to make that happen. And then, of course, I had the opportunity to go open up for our friend Charlie Crockett up in Colorado a couple shows earlier this year, and then he just so happened to introduce me to you in Steamboat, so it all kind of fell together.
Right, and I'm glad you're out here. I mean, I'm not. My place is so. I don't know if specific is the word, Kason. I guess you can show. We record real simply out here. You can see the tape machine there. There's room in there where everybody just kind of gets together. I'm glad you did. I think for a lot of singer-songwriter type music, it can be a really good thing, and I'm really liking the way it's turning out so far. I hope you are too, because the songs are front and center,
right?
Which I think that's really cool about your stuff, and I'm hoping that that's what you're after. That's what we're trying for, is to get those songs right out in front.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all very organic, and the storytelling is like you're saying, is right out front, and I think that's kind of the perfect way to present these songs. So yeah,
I hope so. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the analog process is new on me.
Right.
But it seems
it has been scary for you. It's very limited in some ways. If I'm sure with the last record y'all did, y'all could do as many tracks as you wanted to, right? If you want to do 100, you can.
Right.
If you're over there, we don't. The bottom row we don't use. That's 16 is all we have there. So that's where we got to stop. And so.
Yeah.
Was there trepidation about that
you came in? It was nerve-wracking at first, I have to admit. Like the very first time we sat down, and it was just, we did it, the first song we did was just me and my guitar, this tune called My Old Friend the Shadow. I came out here to just kind of, see what it was all about, right? And, when I sat down the first time and y'all started rolling tape, it was a little like, this is a different animal. A bit,
It is, and I hope so, and I think that can be helpful in a way. In some ways, it focuses everybody in a way that I like the way it sounds. But at the end of the day, that's not really the main thing. The main thing to me is how it keeps everybody. The limits of the way we do it kind of has to keep the song right there, and you have to figure out what makes it work within the limits of how many tracks and listening to it back. So it's not for the faint of heart, but I think it it reflects well on you as a songwriter, that you're not scared of your songs being shown in that way, and I think that it's going to be a good way for those songs to be presented.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely keeps everybody honest, and
for sure,
pulls out. Yeah, forces everybody to give you their best stuff right there on the spot.
Right.
Yeah, and yeah, it's very honest. It's very organic, and I think that's for me. I think it's to date the best stuff that I've put down. Really. So.
Well, good. We're proud to have you here. I think they're great songs, and this project is why I built this place. There was nothing here. I mean, I built the fence, and then we poured the slab, and I've been working on it little by little. We have a really mean picture of Merle Haggard back there.
That's Merle?
That's our crumb of Merle, and he's very severe looking, so he needs to, hopefully he's, it makes you think about whatever we're doing in here, because he's always judging us.
Funny, man. Yeah, so as far as songs go, Country Girl is one that was one of the first ones that we started cutting, and it's got this kind of like almost Irish melody to it, right? And just kind of a story about seeing the woman you love by the light of the fire on a summer night kind of thing. And we had mandolin and baritone, and got Cullen playing some accordion on there, and I think that one's come out pretty cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the groove on that one, and so that one's really looking good.
Yeah. Then another one, actually, so after the first time that you and I sat down and I played you some songs kind of leading up to, our first recording sessions, you were real honest with me, man. You were like, man, I don't know if you have all the songs here that you need for this record. And you kind of gave me this anecdote about Jimmy Iovine. Is that right?
I don't remember the anecdote.
Okay, so it's the story was about Tom Petty, going to make a record. And this is the producer Jimmy Iovine, isn't that right?
Yeah.
Right. So like he played him all the songs that he had, or maybe they did cut them already. But basically Jimmy told Tom, he was like, man, I don't know if you got the hit here.
Now that was Don Was and Bob Dylan was the way that I heard that. So he
really?
didn't tell him that he didn't think all those songs. But
I got you.
I do believe in that. Where you really, what we do here, you can't fix everything in the digital, and so what we do here is all about the songs. If you don't have the songs finished or have it strong enough, it's going to show through. So I'm glad you took that to heart, and my producing style, whatever it is pretty much to present those songs the way they are.
Sure.
And so that's what the next waltz is all about, is songs.
Right.
I mean, and that's what the basis of, Cindy Walker, Willie Nelson, Hank Williams, whatever, that Guy Clark, where these things come from, that's the type of songs that you could just play on acoustic guitar.
Right.
And so I'm always hoping that those are the type of songs that we have when you get in there, because that's magically the ones that end up the best.
Right. So anyway, after we had that conversation, I went home and in the next few days after that, wrote a couple of songs which have wound up on the record. One was Independence Day, which is, this kind of upbeat thing. And two, it was around summertime, midsummer, and leading up to 4th of July. And in the midst of all this COVID stuff, it was like I realized that we weren't going to have our traditional 4th of July in the park the way that I grew up having that idyllic experience. And it turned out too the same was true about the county fair. So I'm singing about the county fair and about getting together on the 4th of July. So I wrote that song in particular as kind of a salve for that wound of realizing that we weren't going to have those experiences this go around this year. Yep. And I think it turned into something that really encapsulates that feeling of that kind of innocent being young and in love and that whole thing. And then the other tune that I wrote in response to that conversation that we had was American Dream, which is it's very much like a Tom Petty-esque thing, but is a true story as far as about my growing up and just realizing in retrospect how grateful I am for just having a roof over my head as a kid and all that stuff, and how having grown up and now having a son of my own and all that, kind of becoming a family man, which is all about just how the whole thing came full circle. And so I think just kind of in summation, this whole record is really about kind of just a bit of maturing and settling down, becoming a father, and finding love and finding God and all those things that happen. Whether it's the chicken or the egg. For me, some of that it happened backwards, but I figured it out anyway.
Yeah, you have what's going on in your life front and center in your songs right now, and that's really very cool.
Yeah.
Some of us, as you get older, you can edit yourself in ways that maybe aren't great, and so I think that's very cool. You have the things that, the struggles and the great things are they're happening right in your songs, and I think that that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it, man, and again, I just I thank you for taking on the project. And,
oh man, this is a lot of fun. We're really happy you're here.
I appreciate it, brother.
Got to check out the record, guys.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.